Well, there's new technology for tsunami forecasting, so why has Hawaii not embraced it?
Plus, Hawaii public school teachers aren't striking, but they're protesting. And joining us over Skype with those stories and more is CivilBeat.com reporter Chad Blair. Good morning, Chad.
Good morning to both of you.
So the latest on the tsunami and forecasting, right, you know, there is all that technology available, so why haven't we jumped on that?
Well, federal scientists have come up with a new forecasting model that can actually predict exactly where those waves are going to hit and where all the flooding is going to be. They've also designed new buoys to help the Tsunami Warming Center fill in its gaps in its detection system. But state officials here in Hawaii are more focused on fixing the system that we already have in place. That includes things like why didn't some of those sirens go off and how to better manage those traffic jams. Lawmakers held a briefing on disaster preparedness on Friday at the Capitol.
You know, that's an interesting question to pose to those lawmakers is, you know, why did those sirens not go off? Because, you know, we've gotten used to the testing once a month. Have you gotten any answers about that?
Well, particularly on the Big Island, there were a number of sirens that did not go off. And, of course, there's large rural areas there, very important for folks who maybe don't have access to TV or radio immediately. And so they did manage to fix a lot of those problems, and there will be improvement next time that we do have a tsunami warning. But kind of scary that some of those sirens did not go off when they were supposed to.
Well, on to another topic now. The public school teachers still protesting about their working hours and no contracts in sight yet.
I know, it just seems to go on forever and ever. Teachers actually can't strike right now because there is a case pending before the National Labor Relations Board. But what they are allowed to do is what's called work-to-rule protest, which kind of looks like a strike. It's teachers essentially walking a picket line. That happened last Thursday here on Oahu at Campbell High School and others. Their goal is to pressure the governor to help them in negotiations. Those negotiations resumed last week. Another one of these work-to-rule protests, not strikes, protest is planned for November 29th.
And we'll see how many teachers jump onto that protest. And finally, Chad, let's talk about those solar tax credits. I know that CivilBeat has reported before on the controversy. You know, the state is pretty much being drained because of those solar tax credits. But now what's a national expert saying about the state's solar tax credits?
They're not kidding about being drained. About $174 million is how much the state expects to lose this year because of those tax credits, 4 times more than the previous year. But we did talk to a national expert, and he says, you know, don't worry about the state credits. You can get plenty of federal credits to help you with solar installation. He also says that the price of solar is expected to drop. Having said all that, the local solar industry is going to continue to pursue their goal at the legislature to keep intact those tax credits to help homeowners.
Well, sure. I mean, it does help to have those extra tax credits wherever you can get them.
It does. The question is, can you double dip? And that's the thing that the State Department of Taxation says is a no-no.
Well, I think we'll be double dipping for Thanksgiving, and that's about that. Chad Blair, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you on Wednesday.
Absolutely, and thank you for reading Civil Beats.
And you can find the complete stories that we've just discussed on CivilBeat.com. It's now 6:40. We'll be right back.